Crafty with Friends Podcast.
Hey, welcome to Crashing with Friends podcast. My name's Kyle, your host. This week I'm joined by Jackson Brayman.
Hey, yo, what up?
Connor Hobbs.
Give me your best DMX, Connor. Rough Riders roll.
The only guy to ever knock me out, Bryan Davis.
Hey.
You knocked you out?
Yeah.
Cold. Yeah. Laid him out.
All right, I'm going to hear this later.
All right. Let's just hear it now.
All right, let's go into it.
Yeah. How did it go down for you, Bryan?
So,
Because I was knocked out.
well, there's a little backstory. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
so before we used to just box for fun, you know, be like me, my cousin, or like my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law actually went to Golden Gloves and competed at the state level, so he's like legitly super good.
So you had real training.
You would think so, right? But no. Like he would try to tell me something, but I'm not like nowhere on his level at all. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like when I boxed him, like it was me just punching air. He would
Okay.
just dodge everything. It was nuts. And then he'd just gently pop, you know?
Yeah, it's jabbing you.
Yeah. So it was fun just to try to do something different, you know, maybe learn a little bit and everything. And then it just kind of got fun as collectively as friends and everything. And then one day, you know, Kyle and Connor were neighbors, you know, so
Trailer park.
Yeah.
let's go. And then I don't know how I got started. I'm like, hey, you just want to do it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember because Megan was there. She was watching it and everything.
No shit.
She was, and I don't know the whole fight. Anyways, I laid in a right hook, and Kyle here, I hit him. He spun around and fell down.
Dude, like I remember before the fight started, we laid some ground rules. No face shots.
Yeah, no,
No. Hold on. The rule was no face shots. So a couple shots in, I hit you in the face.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't remember
And
this. All right.
That was, I could just see it on your face. It was like, oh, this is what we're doing. And it was like the next hit, I was out.
It was like, hey,
Funny.
you bought that face hit. Here's your receipt. It's like,
We did have ground rules, you know, nothing below the waist, no kidney shots, you know, nothing back of the head, you know. I don't remember the no face, but it's all good. It all worked
Dude,
out.
that was like the last thing came across my brain. It was like, oh shit. And I just remember looking at your eyes like, oh man.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I didn't know you had that kind of knockout power
No
personally.
shit.
You know?
I was like, damn.
I knew you were like, you know, bigger than me. I'm like, you could probably take me, but I didn't know you could like knock Kyle out. I'm like, oh shit.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, it might have just been a good
Clean
punch.
hit. Definitely a clean
you know,
hit.
Hit the right mark. I mean, I've been knocked out. You know, Tyler knocked me out one time we were at Upper Bound at Crowder College, and you know, of course, we bring the boxing gloves in the dorm rooms. You know, during the
Oh, of
summer.
course.
You know, and that was fun. You know, he knocked me out too, and everything. So it was all fun and games. You know?
And like we see all the time in the UFC, there's just like air pockets, little teeny pockets, man. If you hit someone right behind the ear, like right below the cheek, right here, like in the jawline.
I don't remember where I hit you.
It had
don't
to have
even
been
know.
somewhere along my face.
Somewhere in the jawline, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
glass jaw.
Yeah. I would not say that. I've been in a lot of fights and never been knocked out until that one. Maybe I have a glass jaw now.
And that was with boxing gloves is the crazy thing. Kyle's in a lot of fist fights and didn't get knocked out.
A lot of fist fights?
Lot, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my dad always said, like, don't start a fight, end it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I always took that as, okay, I can get someone to start the fight.
Oh gosh. You were testing the rules.
I
there
would
a
test the
little bit.
rules and get them
Antagonize
to, and
them.
then get them to start the fight, and they'd be like, "Okay, cool, we're in the fight that I wanted." You know, dumb shit. You know how stupid kids are.
But did you finish the fight?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
until the fight with you. But the fight with you, I didn't really want. Like it was just
We were
friends
just fine.
fighting.
It wasn't
Right. I
anything.
think we had just watched a skateboard video,
Probably.
and then we're like, "Hey, there's boxing gloves," and I was like, "Hey, I've never boxed before. Let's go do this. This sounds fun." Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like us. Yep.
Yeah, I fought one guy, Uriah, I forget his last name. Gripka. Okay, I fought him with boxing gloves. And the thing I didn't know about boxing gloves going into it is that it was going to like nerf my power so much because it's just like the weight of the gloves will like drag on. Like if you're a smaller guy, like And then, because like I'd been in a few fights where they would end in like a minute or 2 minutes. So like going for like 3 or 4 minutes of just swinging these heavy gloves, it's like, man, eventually I just wore myself out, you know? So yeah, I wish I could have fought him without gloves is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I've boxed twice. I have boxed twice in my life. I boxed Chris Main, and I knew going into that fight I was going to lose.
Right. Yeah.
And the other guy that I fought was Old Chester, CJ.
Okay.
And I wish I would have laid some ground rules for that fight because we had boxing gloves and all that. And I thought in my head, I was like, okay, boxing rules, like boxing rules, you know? Mm-hmm. Like you can't hit in the back of the head and stuff like that. Well, Chester, he fucking clotheslines me because I kept getting him with pa into the face, you know. Yeah. But I'm a skinny drain pipe kid back then. It's not like I got a lot of power. So I'm just like pa. I was Hank Hill to Bobby Hill during the boxing match. You know, just like, come on, stick him up. Yeah. And I guess he just got tired of it, clotheslined me, and then as I was all like on all fours, like getting back up, he just wails me right in the back of the head.
Damn.
And as soon as he did that, like,
that's dangerous.
Like, I didn't get knocked out, but my vision instantly went black, and my nose like started like immediately just so much snot like coming out of my nose. I was just like, I can't fucking breathe now, dude.
Damn.
I was like, boxing match is done. Mm-hmm. I was like, I didn't sign up for this shit. Yeah, I was like, you're literally 2.5 times like my size. So.
Yeah, he went WWE on you, man.
Yeah, dude, he went rogue.
Cool.
Man, I fought one of the guys on the podcast that we've had on a bunch of times, Bo or Jordan. Me and him were just in the middle of the woods one time, just like drinking, being stupid, you know, having fun, boxing. And he gets like in this turtle position, and I'm starting to like come down on him, and I'm just like ribbing him and stuff, hitting him in the ribs. And then out of nowhere, dude, he just comes out of the ball and just punches me right in the nose, dude. And it was just, okay, I'm done with this. Holy crap, Bo. And like, yeah, I'm so lucky he didn't knock me out there.
That shark training from Bo came in handy. Just hit him in the nose.
You were taller than him and he was shorter, so that was an upward hit.
Yeah.
I know exactly what that, yeah.
Oh, boy, that was not fun.
I remember Mr. Clements, shout out Mr. Clements, science teacher, 8th grade, Yosha High. He used to always say, like, he always told women, he was like, if you're ever in trouble, just take your palm and just go boom as hard as you can up into their nose. They're not going to be able to see anything for the next 5 minutes. Use that time to get away.
Teacher?
Yeah.
Mr. Clemens?
Mr. Sunshine? He had the sunshine tattoo on him?
Familiar. I feel like I've heard that conversation from a professor or teacher before.
Yeah, he was the dude that had yeah, he was the guy that had like sharks and like tanks and like sharks and like glass or whatever. What do you call them? Jars?
Okay.
Giant jars. I couldn't think of the word jar for a second. And he would always tell everyone, he was like, all right, if there's an intruder, I want everyone to grab everything off the shelves and just like, like be geared up. And I'm going to be right behind the door with this giant fucking rock. Anyone comes through this door, you throw whatever at them, and I'm going to drop this rock on them. And then I'm going to take whatever they got and shoot them with it.
I remember that.
He was a crazy teacher, man. Every, like, what was it, Tuesday and Thursday, he would have, like, dance parties in his class before school started. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there was, like, black lights and, like, lasers going on in there. And
yeah, it was weird. It was weird. He had his own little rave.
Yeah, like, every Tuesday and Thursday in the 8th grade hall. Mm-hmm. So weird.
I never felt like I was invited to the rave either, you know?
I didn't even know that was a thing until just now.
Yeah.
Didn't even know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like I guess if you had him, you were probably invited to it, but
right. And my friends would be like, "Dude, you guys want to go to Mr. Clemens' class?" And be like, "I don't even know who this guy is."
Yeah, he doesn't know me.
Like I had Mr. Burkhart. I don't have this guy. Well, how's your week been going, guys?
It's been going pretty good. I've just been trying to do my best on City Skylines because like every time I start a project on there, I get very unhappy with the layout. And so I just been watching a bunch of videos of like people that are way better than me making cities. So I could try to like figure out, okay, this is what I need to be doing and stuff like that. Cause I want to make it as intricate as possible. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't want to just look bare bones, like look like a 10-year-old made it.
So what's the secret? More viaducts and aqueducts?
More planes? More trains?
Nah, I think my biggest thing is I gotta stop worrying about the town's needs and just really go for looks,
Okay.
you know, and put a lot more space in between shit. Because I really fill that fucker up. I basically treat the whole place like it's New York City and every square inch has to be used. And I'm like, nah, it doesn't have to be that way. So. But if you ever played the game, you would understand how fucking difficult it is to do shit in that game. It's not easy. I thought it would be similar to Jurassic Park Evolution, because that's another game that I got pretty addicted to for a little bit, because I'm just like I said before, I'm an old man at heart. So if I was an old man now, I'd be in the basement. I'd turn this place into just a train station, you know, build my own little town down here. But
Dude gets a brand new graphics card that can play like next gen games.
I play City Skyline.
Plays City Builders. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
And it's not even greatly optimized yet. So it's like,
Tell us about the card again. I'm dying to hear about the story behind it.
oh, it was Cyber Monday, and I got it. That's basically it, man. I just saw it online, and I was like, that cardigan looks dope. It was a black guy wearing it. I didn't know if I could pull it off, but I think I'm doing it. You know? Sometimes you see black dudes wearing clothes online, and you're like, could me, a white guy, pull that off?
A white guy with no style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
But now you got style.
yeah, I'm glad I made the purchase. Glad I made the purchase. But
He knows I was joking.
got no style, motherfucker. Yeah, I know the reference. You always get the sickest references, bro.
Thanks, bro.
But I watched the first episode of Scavenger's Reign. I think is what that show is called.
Yeah.
On HBO Max.
I need to watch more of it, man. It was
too, yeah.
it was trippy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, based off the trailer, I thought it would be more trippy than it was, but a lot of the trippy stuff you see in the trailer is just kind of random stuff that you see on the planet, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I thought, like, all that stuff would be like, oh, man, these guys are hallucinating, like, hardcore or something like that. But,
Well, there is some scenes of that.
oh, yeah, there definitely is. But, yeah, the whole, first episode is fantastic. I can't wait to watch more of it. I want to know what's going on with those little black frog looking things.
Right. Yeah. Very weird.
Yeah. I don't know. The show's insane looking. I feel like what they did with, like, because the show lacks some detail in some areas, you know? But with that, they put so much detail into different stuff that I normally just don't pay attention to, you know? Like the mouthing of the words and stuff like that. I don't know. Check that show out. It's really fantastic.
Very good.
It's a really trippy sci-fi show. But I rewatched Pleasantville yesterday.
Classic.
I fucking love that movie.
It's
man.
a classic, man.
It's such a great movie. Have you ever seen that one?
Never even heard of it.
It's got Tobey Maguire in it and Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
No, it's Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, yeah. Reese
Oh, okay.
Young Reese Witherspoon. So
And who's the weird guy in it? Don Knotts. Is it Don Knotts?
the weird guy in it.
The guy that changed, like, moves them into Pleasantville.
I don't know that guy's name, to be honest.
The guy from Andy Griffith.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
That's Don Knotts. I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah.
in Pleasantville.
Yeah, the one that plays like the deputy is all like, "Hi, Andy, you coming in?" Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that's him. But if you watch the movie, there's like, it's got an all-star cast in it, but it's all about they get transported into a show that's like from the 40s or 50s or something like that. Everything's black and white, kind of like the old school Leave It to Beaver stuff. And it's one of those shows where everything's perfect. And so whenever the boy and girl gets transferred in there, like the girl immediately is just like, I'm going to do things my way and not adhere to the rules of the show. And she immediately goes out and fucks this dude, which I think is like the first fuck that's ever happened in the show. You know, they don't know what sex is in the show. Like, everyone just exists. And so whenever that happens, all of a sudden color starts getting introduced into the show. And the more color gets added into the show, the more people kind of get outside of their normal Pleasantville selves.
It's so good, man.
It's really good.
The scene where the mom takes off her gloves, you know what I'm talking about? It is just beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful shot scenes I've ever seen in a movie. It's so good.
Yeah, it's just fantastic movie. So check it out if you haven't seen that one.
Pleasantville, and then a second for me, like in that kind of same realm, is Blast from the Past.
Yep. Blast from the Past is also really great. But that's basically been my week.
Sounds like a great week, Jackson.
It's been a great week.
Cool.
What about you, Conrad?
For me, yeah, I've been off for like the last 11 days. This is the last day of my vacation today. So it's been pretty good. The other day I watched the third Chronicles of Narnia movie, which is the fifth book, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Really disappointed in that movie.
Of all the things to watch.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? Might as well. I don't want to watch, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe or Prince Caspian. So it's like, I'll just watch The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Yeah, they introduced this like green mist in it that's not in the books for some reason. So it's just kind of weird. But overall, don't watch it. Yeah, save your time. But yeah, it's been really nice being off because like all the online orders that I had, I've just been at home able to get them as soon as they're there. So all the weirdos walking around outside can't get them.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a ton of weirdos that walk past your house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
That mean mug the crap out of you, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, I hold my 9. It's like,
Yeah, you're always holding your 9.
but yeah, just it's been really, really nice being able to get all my packages. I think I'm gonna wrap them today. I've got almost all of them in. I think people are gonna be surprised by Christmas this year, especially Jackson.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah. I got Jackson a joke gift that it might be a real gift. Once he sees it, he'll be like, "Oh shit, I actually like this." But yeah, just really taking it easy. Like I have some rules. Like I don't eat candy until after dinner. All those rules have been off for my vacation. So like I'll eat lunch and then it's like, oh, I'm eating these candy bars. It's going at it. And then I haven't exercised at all over the last week and a half. So I'm gonna get back on my schedule here in the next day and then continue that. About to do our last week of basketball. So we got a tournament on Saturday. Hopefully we do well. But yeah, we got rolled this last Saturday.
We got waxed.
Pretty bad.
We got waxed.
I don't know. We've lost 3 games this year, and like 2 of the games we've lost have been by 2 points. So I mean, that's not terrible. But the team that is the best team in the league, the second time we played them, we lost by 10. I think it's because the game was super early and the kids really weren't like awake for it, But then again, those other kids were playing at the same time and they beat us pretty bad. So I don't know. I've been having fun with it though. Just
What's frustrating about that,
kids.
man, is both of those games. I don't want to get back into this because I've thought a lot about it. But both of those games, those teams had one player that was super good, and that coach did not take that kid out of the game the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Both teams, and that one kid would just drive down the paint and just rule us. Ugh, okay, getting off of it.
It is the most annoying thing ever, man. I've been on the receiving end of that. I remember when they made us, the boy team, play against the girl team with the Snow Twins on them.
Oh, that's no.
The Snow Twins were basically freaking WNBA stars already.
It's insane. One would come down the court, and the other one would already know that the other person was going to be, and it would just be like an effortless pass to.
They had women's ESPN, dude. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Shout out Lorelai and Savannah Snow.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
different level. as far
Different
as
level, yeah.
Basketball, yeah.
If them ladies were taller, they'd be banking it in the WNBA. So
God, I'd play one-on-one against either of them. They would school me every time. It was just like insane, man. Damn.
they were ridiculously good.
It'd be cool if there was like a short NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be over 6'3".
I think that's discrimination.
I believe there was a guy that tried to do that not too long ago, and everyone was like, "You racist piece of shit." And he was like, "No, this will be like basketball that we knew it back then." And he was like, "No."
all races, because there's short black people, there's short Hispanic people that like to play, short island people, you know.
You just need to watch the Special Olympics, bro.
Yeah, I do.
And then you'll see all that.
Oh man, what was
You'll
that?
see at least 4 different versions of basketball with all the guys that are underneath 6'3".
Big shout out to SLS yesterday. What was that dude's name? Like Felipe Nunez or something?
Felipe Gustavo?
Maybe the guy without the legs.
Ah, okay.
I think his last name was Nunez. I could be wrong.
I think you're right. Felipe Nunez.
But okay, dude, check this out. This guy rips, and like he doesn't have like he's like Cotton Hill with like he doesn't even have like the feet at like past the shin. So like he has like just like nubs that he walks around on. But dude, this guy rips on a skateboard like no other. Like better than me. Like better than I could be in like 5 years.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
really?
his.
That's
That was his
awesome.
first SLS event. I've seen him lots of times in X Games.
I've seen him lots of times just like in skate videos and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the way he was getting his blunt slides, like they were so corked, like super in an angle. It was like,
You had to
I was like,
bet.
dude, that blunt slide is like a freaking. Oh,
What was his name? Did you find it?
Felipe Nunez.
Felipe Nunez. Okay, dude, check that guy out on SLS from yesterday. December 1st or 2nd? What was yesterday?
Second.
Okay, so December 2nd, SLS on YouTube. Check it out.
So he has both legs?
It's on that.
That's crazy. That's
It's actually not
awesome.
on YouTube yet. Should clarify. Not on YouTube yet as
Okay,
of now.
not on YouTube yet.
It'll probably be on there at some point, but right now it's on that crappy app Rumble that crashes every single time you try to watch something.
Check out Rumble. But yeah, dude, this guy, Brian, like you'd be impressed. You'd be like, oh my God, I didn't think that this would even be close to possible.
It'd be
You know?
super hard. Because a lot of your how you even land tricks or do anything is how the board feels underneath your feet. You know, even just regular 50-50 grinding, you know, and not having that the tilt even on the board, you know, if you're getting ready to bail or not.
Right.
You can't feel that. That'd be so difficult.
Dude,
I can't even imagine.
I think this guy was like possessed with magic or something. Like, I can't believe that I could actually see what I was seeing, you know? Like,
Wow.
it was wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. That's cool.
And the announcers were saying like this guy hasn't met a rail that he can't skate.
That's insane.
It's like damn.
His arms are so like powerful though. I like the way he's
yeah.
like popping his tricks. It's like, dude.
I kept
Crazy.
thinking how
His
many
arms are
times-
essentially legs. You got to think about that.
Yeah.
I kept wondering how many times he's broken his hands.
Yeah, just rolled over them or just got crushed some way. Yeah.
I'm sure it happens every time he goes out and skates, rolls over at least one finger or something.
But then the last thing, I got really addicted to XCOM. I had to restart it like 3 times because I mismanaged my assets, my funds. But definitely check it out if you like tactic games, Jackson.
I'll try it out. I will try it out.
Okay. That's it. That's my week.
Sounds like a great week.
Yep. Ready to go back to work.
Yeah,
Psych.
heard that.
Yeah. Well, what about you guys? Brian or Kyle?
I'll go, I guess. Work's been good, just busy. And then outside of work and everything. Yesterday, went to my nephew's basketball tournament as well. It was in Stratford at the Sports Center, which is really cool. It looks like just like a big barn outside on the side of Interstate 44. But when you get in there, it's nice 4 courts, all separated with like a nice curtain and everything. Everything's really structured, nice. It's a really nice building. But there was games from. We got there. I don't know, 2:45, 2:30ish or so, and we stayed until 7:30. And there's 4 games constantly going all the time, boys, girls, all different age groups and everything. It was really cool. So that was fun. And like I said before the show, the last game was the best game. You know, they were more aggressive. They rebounded better. They worked better as a team. They were closing out better. You know, when they were playing zone even, they were closing out, trying to get in their face, hands up and everything. It was a lot better. Mm-hmm. Better ball control, too. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I know they're still young kids, but if you don't take care of the ball, you turn over, they still get fast breaks and stuff. So, other than that, not a lot. I've been playing a little bit of MW3 at night, that's intense sometimes in zombies. That gets nuts. It's really nuts. But Haven't really done much anything else, you know. I do want to watch the in-season tournament in NBA though. I think that starts Monday. I think you know. So
Should be pretty cool.
yeah, I like the Celtics. I know he likes the Lakers. I don't know if you guys watch NBA or not or anything.
I'm a Lakers boy.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Well, you guys will have a good shot. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see.
Celtics have a good team though this year.
I'm
Celtics.
kind of rooting for the Kings because the Kings suck overall, you know,
Yeah.
but they're in it. So I'm like, all right, that'd be kind of cool since it's a one and done thing. It's just single elimination. So that'd be kind of cool if they win at everything because, you know.
I'd be interested to see if like the intensity gets up to the like playoff intensity during this, you know.
I think if the tournament was bigger, it would. You know,
Yeah.
if it was like March Madness, NCAA kind of stuff, maybe it would have. You know, I just, with 8 teams and just, you know, what, 5 games total or 4 games total, whatever it is, I just don't know if it can get there. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, the prize is, you know, $500,000 and everything, but these players are already making millions of dollars anyway, so I don't know if the incentive's there yet.
Yeah.
But I hope so. I hope it gets going.
It's definitely added more watchability to the opening half of this season.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the first quarter of the NBA season's pretty boring. A lot of teams losing that shouldn't be losing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And after the All-Star break is when that intensity picks up and you start seeing who the good teams are.
Yeah, because after the All-Star break, you're like, oh crap, I only got like 25 more games. You know, we got to get, you know, in position for, you know, the finals or the playoffs, you know. So I'm hoping so I may get like, you know, a free trial to TNT or whatever it is. You know, I got to get to watch those games. So, but no, that's been my week pretty much.
Nice.
Cool. Did you get all your shopping done for Christmas? Are you still doing that?
No, we're early on that. We start getting gifts, you know, sometimes even as early as October.
Okay.
You know, like I said, my daughter, she has a birthday in December, so we start getting gifts kind of early anyways, you know, and we store them away. But yeah, most everything's done. I still got to get a gift for my mom, but everyone else is done.
Okay.
So
nice.
they're wrapped, trees up, everything, you know. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. We're big into Christmas. You know, I think we had our trees up and everything. Like, Megan can quote me on this or not, but I think like this November 5th or 6th or something like that. You know, yeah.
I think we were around the same.
Yeah, you know, all the decorations up in the house and everything. Yeah, it's just nice.
Yeah.
having them up. So,
Yeah, my wife made a rule this year. She's like, I'll put the tree. She's like, I'm going to put the tree up because I want the tree up. She's like, but no ornaments till after Thanksgiving's done. I'm like, okay, whatever.
That's kind of how it was in our house too. But it was like as soon as Thanksgiving was done, like the very next day, every single decoration came out. But we had a bunch of Thanksgiving decorations. Like winter is a crazy time in the Brayman household for decorations, man. You got the Halloween decorations, then you got the Thanksgiving decorations, then you got the Christmas decorations, and then right after that, what's next?
New Year's, and
Yeah.
then Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
When's Leaf
St.
Eric's?
Patty's Day.
Christmas is the last thing that we we hold off on everything until Easter at that point, but the Christmas stuff stays out for a long time.
When's Leif Erikson Day?
Leif Erikson Day? I don't know. I gotta watch that SpongeBob episode again.
Isn't he the guy that supposedly found America first or whatever?
Yeah. Hinger, hinger, hinger. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I love the holidays, man, so much. Especially when you have kids, it's just so much fun.
it's more fun, I think, as a parent.
Right.
You know, especially when they get that one thing that they didn't know they wanted and they see it on their face. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's really great.
Looks like the next Leif Erikson Day is October 9th of next year.
Oh, damn it, we missed it, man.
Fuck.
Damn, I was looking forward to that too.
I can't believe we just missed Leif Erikson Day.
Man, this week I got really into that Gen V show. I originally watched the first maybe 25 to 30 minutes of the first episode. And this is like the spin-off The Boys show. About halfway through that show, I got kind of sick, and I was like, I don't know if I can keep watching this, because the main superhero, she like cuts herself and blood squirts out of her hand, and then you can see it in the air, and she like can control it and then turn it into daggers, or like whips and like choke people out with it and stuff like that. It's pretty badass. But like slowly she starts figuring out she can control people's blood inside their bodies. and then that kind of becomes more of what her powers are. But it's so good, man. Like it's definitely, I think it was funnier than The Boys. The same level of graphicness, same level of gore, some of the craziest kills. Almost every episode ends on a mic drop or a, what's that called? A pin drop, or just some crazy
Curtain drop.
Like, what the you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Almost every episode ends with something crazy. I can't recommend it enough. I love it. It's definitely going to be high on my TV show list for this year. I also am watching that show, All the Light That Can't Be Seen, on Netflix. Have you guys seen the trailer for it at all? Mm. It's a World War II show. It's made by Sean Levy, the guy who does all the Deadpool movies. But it's a World War II movie. It's got the main actor from that show Dark that I loved a couple years ago. But it's really good. It's got some really twisted Nazis in it, like Indiana Jones kind of twisted Nazis, just like over the top Nazis.
Okay,
I think it's a pretty cool show, but it's also really slow at the same time. But it's only 4 episodes, so you're in, you're out in 4 hours. Not too bad. Other than that, I'm just trying to get through some games for the end of the year. Still playing Hi-Fi Rush, almost at the end of that. It's really good. Yeah, that's really been my week, man. Been good.
Cool.
Bryan, this is Crashing with Friends podcast. Mm-hmm. Give us some crashing stories, dude. You got anything where you've massively ate it?
Oh, totally.
So before you get into your story, can I ask you one thing first?
Yeah.
How's your back right now?
Fine. Honestly, stop skating and doing stupid stuff and everything, jumping off sets and everything, that really helps things a lot.
Yeah.
My biggest problem ever with that was like not absorbing the impact with my legs. You know what I mean? If I ever didn't do a good enough job, or if I didn't even bend my knees sometimes when I absorb it, it all goes straight to my back. So that's the biggest thing, So I don't know if I told you this, but like when I went to see my doctor in St. Louis, they're like, you need to make a choice. Do you want to keep doing what you're doing, or do you want to spend time with your kids and play with your kids? I'm like, it hits you kind of heavy when you're young. You know what I mean? So, other than that, yeah, just stop doing stupid stuff.
Nice. I remember when we were like 16. I remember one day you came home and we were all hanging out, and you're like, guys, I don't think I can skateboard anymore. And we were all just like so shocked, like, why? And you're like, doctor says I have the back of like a 65-year-old man or something like that. And we were all just like, it was like there was a death in the family. You know what I'm saying? I was just so sad. Like, dude, what?
Mm-hmm. It sucked, but I get it. So yeah, they said that, you just gotta take care of it and not do anything stupid, so.
More to life than skateboarding, that's for sure.
Definitely. Back then though, that was every day, all day long. It was either school, work, hanging out with Megan, or skating. that was it, so.
Bryan doesn't have anything else. What is he gonna do?
Yep. I can still skate, I can still do kick flips and, backside flips and everything, but I don't do anything stupid.
Right.
Like occasionally, like I broke my board recently. I was trying to show off to my kids, in the driveway. Trying to teach them how to, push off and all that others and everything. But
this is called pushing Mongo.
But occasionally I get the itch, like if I want to go to a skate park in Neosho or something, but ain't worth it.
Yeah.
I'm one bad fall away, so.
If you want to go there and get a case of tetanus, you can do that.
Probably, yeah. But no, my back's good.
Good.
My back's good. Thanks for asking, yeah. Didn't even know you remembered that. That was forever ago.
Oh, dude, trust me. There's a couple things about Bryan. I'm like, okay, back, gray hair when we were young.
Yeah.
Holes in his sleeves on his jackets.
Dog got hit by lightning.
Yeah.
You had a dog that got hit by lightning?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Had all the tumors.
Yeah. That was a rough deal.
I remember the dog with tumors. That was the first time I ever seen that. And I was like, whoa, why did this dog have all these balls all over its body?
Yeah.
I can't believe getting hit by lightning would cause something like that. It's just.
I don't know if it did.
Okay.
I gotta be honest. I don't know if it did. I'm just
Is that something your dad said all the time or something?
The tree got hit by lightning, and he was on a chain on the tree.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
You know, so I don't know if he got the whole thing or not. But I mean, the next day he clearly was not acting the right way. He was not walking the right way. So I mean, something happened.
Who knows what that could have done to his body? That kind of electricity,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know.
Crazy.
That's
dude.
crazy.
I mean, that dog should have been taken care of a while ago. I mean, I'm not for that, but I don't think he was enjoying life very much at the end. But
Rest in peace. What was his name?
Garth,
Rest in peace, Garth.
I think if I remember right, I got to name him because when I was younger, right, I was one of my favorite singers was country. Believe it or not, was Garth Brooks.
Thunder
Yeah.
Road, yeah.
But yeah, lightning strikes all that. Full circle.
Where are the bodies, Garth? All right.
But anyways, yeah, his name was Garth. Yeah.
So crazy, dude.
I know. Yeah.
Dude, that concert where he came out of the ground when I was a kid, I saw that on like NBC. I was like, dude, this guy is the man.
He was an entertainer.
Yeah.
He was an
Oh, yeah.
entertainer. I
A
remember
showman.
that. But anyways, yeah.
Wild. All right, back to the question I
Yeah. What was your
asked you.
question?
Do you have any crashing stories, dude?
Oh, yeah, crashing.
Stories you massively ate it.
So I like to tell this one. This really makes me look stupid. So be prepared. So I was younger. I have my adult teeth in, you know. All right. And so,
Me too.
but I don't remember how old I was. I honestly can't remember. But I was riding my bikes with my cousins, Tyler and Travis, and they're in Goodman Elementary back in the day. You know, there was this the sign out front, right? And so I don't know why I thought they could, but I don't remember everything because I got knocked out. But anyways, I rode my mom's mountain bike because my bike was out of commission. So I rode my mom's mountain bike, and as fast as I could, they're like, "I don't think you can get underneath that sign." And sure enough, I was like, "Oh, I got this, no problem." So, and I knelt down and rode as fast as I could. Next thing I know, I woke up a couple minutes later. I was knocked out. The bike itself didn't even fit underneath the sign. Right? So
I got this.
with a person on it, no less, right? And I got knocked out. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I chipped my front tooth here. It's actually still chipped. I had it filled in and everything. So that was really, kind of stupid. And then
I like the balls of going for it though, man.
yeah, I thought I could make it. And I was like, trying to get down low, and then I think I put my head in front of the handlebars to try to get even lower. And he just come, It was probably the most stupidest, one of the stupidest things I've done because it was.
Your
it was
cousins
bad.
are gonna get you to do some stupid stuff. You
Oh,
know?
for sure. I mean, yeah, and then another story with bikes. When I was little, there was this really, really steep hill, and I lived in Goodman. And for whatever reason, the back brakes didn't work. The cables are broke or whatever. Oh god. So we were going down this super steep hill, and I'm like, hey, I'll just slam on the front brakes real quick, not even thinking. And again, I was with my cousins, Tyler and Travis, and so I slammed on the front brakes, and then all I remember is I was waking up in the field next to the road. I don't remember anything, and I thought it was a dream, and all I heard was Tyler and Travis yelling, and freaking out. Tyler thought like I was dead, so Travis came over and like, is he breathing? Because I wasn't moving or nothing or everything. And he's like, he's breathing. Go get his mom. Go get his mom. And so Tyler went and got my mom and everything. And finally, I thought it was a dream. Like, you know what? I'll just play this out. Screw it. We'll just play along with this dream and go from there. But I broke my collarbone.
Oof.
And on that and everything, that was the first. But I was young. I mean, it was really dumb. But maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe. So that was kind of, the two biggest ones. And then playing basketball when I was a kid, I was really competitive, And so the ball was going out of balance, and I was trying to jump out of balance and, keep it in play and everything so we can try to win. And then back in the day, gymnasiums had these, the big steel beams, but they didn't have any padding on them or anything, So I was jumping towards the beam, but the ball was over there. And I turned my head and I sliced the top of my ear in half. And so the top of it you can still feel it. Kind of did this little number.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The cool thing is though, Miss Miller was my 5th grade teacher, and she actually went to the hospital with me. Because she was there. She's like, oh crap, my kid, got hurt and everything. And so, and I got stitches in my ear and everything, and she made me tell the whole story to the whole class the next morning, and everything. So that was fun. That was fun. But yeah, the top of my ear, the top was like moved, cut it right in half.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's gnarly.
Yeah.
And the beam probably wasn't sharp. It was just the impact.
No, it's just the impact, because I literally jumped out of bounds and I wasn't paying attention to it. I was the ball trying to get it in play, and I think when I turned my head and threw it back in, I just hit it just right. Oof. But I'm kind of lucky I did. It could have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Man, I'm surprised that didn't knock you out.
I fell on the ground, but I don't think it like knocked me out.
Yeah.
I was bleeding a lot though. Like surprisingly, like I bled a lot on that.
Sounds like the ear saved you.
A little bit. Yeah.
Gosh, I bet the ringing was intense.
I don't remember. Man. I don't remember. I remember I wanted to keep playing because we were losing and I wanted to win. So my dad has some a soda there, and I was trying to put it on to keep it cold. Maybe stop it from bleeding with paper towels and everything, but they wouldn't let me play. So
too much blood.
Fine. Go to the hospital. But I think I at least stayed until the game was over to see if they won, though.
Okay.
We lost, I think. If I remember right. But it's all good. It's all good. I mean, those are the kind of things that stood out. I mean, got credit carded a lot skating, back issues, not landing right, eating it all the time, Mm-hmm. But those are, I feel like, kind of typical, especially skating, nothing out of the ordinary, I would say.
There's nothing like getting credit carded, man.
That sucks. Oh, I got one more story. So skating, I was trying to, we were young. I was trying to skate down Senior Hill on a skateboard.
Oh my god.
That was rough. I got about halfway down and then the speed wobble was gnarly. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what happened, but anyways, my pants ended up being down and I slid on the side of my leg here, burned a hole through my boxers and skinned my whole leg right here and everything. That sucked. That was really rough. But I don't know how my pants ended up coming down. I don't remember that. I think like I wiped out and like was sliding down head first and they slid off on this side and was burning on this side. Mm-hmm. So,
damn.
Yeah.
How many of our friends have we seen try to bomb Senior Hill and completely die?
It's the thing, right? Like you try to do it.
And see, what people don't realize is like our Senior Hill. I mean, people, if you live there, you realize this obviously. But like our Senior Hill, every year the seniors paint it, and they have like they paint the whole entire hill with paint. Mm-hmm. So that thing, dude, it glides and it's smooth. Oh, and you just go so fast.
At first, it's nice and gentle because you start at the top of where the stop sign is, right? And you're like, oh, I got this, and a little bit away, you're like, it's all right, and then. By the time your speed wobble is way too, it's way too much. I mean, your truck's got to be super tight, and the thing is, it's not straight. It also curves, so you gotta curve that too.
Yep.
And right when I beginning of that curve, I ate it. Mm-hmm. It was rough.
And there's like a manhole at the bottom of that hill too, like in the middle, right?
If you make it that far, yeah.
I don't know anyone that made it that far.
I didn't make it that far.
I don't know anyone that successfully bombed it. So
yeah. Which one of our friends did it with 1 foot?
What?
I think it was Pat Duncan or one of our friends tried it with 1 foot. It might have been Jay Toy. One of them did and completely died. Like they went pretty fucking far
with 1 foot.
With 1 foot.
That's even.
It was insane, dude.
That's bad.
Yeah.
In my head, that's just like you're signing up for. I'm fucking myself up right now.
Yeah.
That's a jackass stunt, dude. That's a 99% unsuccessfully gonna make this. So.
If I want to think correctly, we were skipping school at the same time.
And you were on school property skating down Senior Hill?
I guess
like they wouldn't see that, of course, you know?
No.
We weren't the smartest.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
we should have stayed in school.
After seeing all my friends down that hill, I didn't want to try it.
Yeah, it's dumb. Don't do it.
I've fallen on enough hills to know that like Senior Hill, that's out of my class, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's one image, Connor, of us skateboarding that I'll never forget. Like you were bombing that hill, dude. And you were this one hill, and you were going so fast.
Speed wobbles.
You got speed wobbles, and then it was like I just remember I was behind you, and I remember just watching you running in the air. You were just like super close to the ground, but not on the ground.
Yeah,
just running.
And the board got away from you?
Yeah. It's like my shoes, like, okay, so like the board completely goes sideways because of speed wobbles. So then like I'm running, my shoes pop off, and then I'm just airborne flying. You know,
you're gonna eat it face first.
Yeah.
That's
I got gravel in my elbow that I ended up picking out like a couple days later because I didn't realize it was in there.
wow.
Yeah. It's like, damn.
He was so fucked up too. Like there was so much, like every part of you was fucked up. You know?
It was probably the worst wreck I had had.
Really?
Yeah.
And we got him down to the high school. We got to the high school, and the high school was closed, but every door in the high school was open. Mm-hmm. So then we skated through the high school.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
because you could do like the little turning, like the
power slides.
Yeah, like crazy.
Connor, this is fun, but you're hurting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah.
So do you have any like paranormal or any ghost stories or any like crazy stories like that?
I only have one.
Okay.
I only have one, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So when I tell it like to people, they're like, it doesn't really make sense. So anyways, it was young. I mean, I might have been maybe 5, 6, 7. I don't really remember, but I was super young. And anyways, I woke up and I thought my sister was in my doorway, but she wasn't looking at me, but it looked just like my sister. She's older than me a little bit, but she wasn't looking. She was just staring straight, and for whatever reason, I woke up. It was in the middle of the night. I have no reason to be up or anything, but I was like, just go back to your room. Leave me alone. I thought I used to pester her a lot. Love you, Jennifer. You know what I mean? And I thought she was just getting one back at me, just pestering me while I'm sleeping. And wouldn't move, just still, just straight, Mm-hmm. Oh, well, maybe she's just sleepwalking or something, like, Jennifer, go to your room, But I was loud. Like, I thought, like, because my room was here, there was a hallway, and then my parents' room was right here, and their door was open. Like, clearly someone would have heard me, right? Mm-hmm. But, like, no one woke up, no one heard me. All right. So I went to go push her, because I'm a little brother, and I was mean, And, like, I went through her. And I was freaking out. So all I remember doing is going back under my covers and just like huddling down under the covers the whole night. But the next morning, she's like, I didn't get up at all or anything. But the next time I looked, like I remember in the middle of the night, when next time I looked, though, like it was gone. Like she was gone. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't make sense because she's alive and everything else. It was the weirdest thing. But that's the only like paranormal thing that's ever actually happened to me. Mm-hmm. Now things have happened to like my sister, too. Fast forward teenage years or whatever, my cousins were all over. Tyler was over, and then his older sister Alicia was over, spending time with my sister, and so we were just hanging out playing Nintendo or whatever in my room, and then the girls, they were just up talking. Well, I don't know what they were doing in my sister's room, but they thought we snuck into their room underneath their bed and was like, trying to pester them or do something, because they thought they saw like head figures, poking out from underneath the bed and everything, but we never did anything. Mm. And they claimed, this was of course the next day from their telling, that they claimed that they were eventually getting more frustrated because they thought we were pestering them and it wasn't us, and they were getting like a little nervous and scared about it. And then they were eventually like screaming to the point, and no one would answer in the house. So they said that like something bad's happened, because like if they said that, again, my room's here is a different house. My room's here, my parents' room was here, and my sister's room was right in front of their parents. So it was relatively close. Mm-hmm. Someone could have heard two girls screaming, but my mom and dad didn't hear anything. Me and Tyler didn't hear anything, and they said that they were screaming, and then they grabbed something off my sister's nightstand, and then they were going to hit whoever was underneath the bed, next time it pops up, but it never did. So eventually they said one person was going to jump towards the light, turn it on real quick, to see who it was. And then one person would be on the bed and whoever it was getting up out from under it, they were just going to hit him, you know, but no one was there. So I don't really know what that means. You know, they swear on, my sister swears on it, you know, so I don't really know, but that's the only kind of paranormal things that's ever really happened to me or my family that I know of.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's scary, man.
Yeah, it was. I mean, when I was a kid with my sister, I didn't know what it meant, you know, because I'm like, it's her, but I went through her. It was the most trippiest thing. I don't know. My parents said I was sleepwalking and I just dreamt it all, but I don't know.
If you remember it, I mean,
I remember it vividly.
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, you'll
Vividly.
Yeah.
Like I even had a nightlight in my room too because I was younger, you know, and everything. Like it's like it was almost last week. It's weird how it's embedded into my head. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
I wonder if you could, like, you know how, like, sometimes when someone is in a room while you're sleeping, you can almost like sense their presence and you kind of like wake up. I wonder if maybe that kind of happened. Like maybe you could sense the presence of that entity in your doorway.
I don't get into it. Don't even get don't get into that. No. Yeah. I mean, maybe, but I get what you're saying because like sometimes that happens like when the kids, you know, like you just know like something's wrong or something's up or they're not feeling well. Like you have that kind of instinct, you know, especially Megan. She's amazing at that. But I mean, maybe, but I don't want to tread that water.
Yeah.
I don't want to push those buttons, you know? So, yeah. I don't like paranormal stuff very much.
Yeah.
We have a lot of paranormal activity in this house. We had something like just a couple days ago. Yeah, just a couple days ago, something else happened. So everybody was gone to my house. It was just me and my son Cohen. We're down here. My whole family's gone. Like Rachel and Anakin are somewhere else, but I had to watch Cohen. So he's in the chair next to me. I'm playing games. He's playing Mario Kart on that TV. And he goes, "Dad, who's that?" And I go, "What?" And he's like, "Who's that up the stairs, Dad?" And I'm like, "What?" And yeah, he saw somebody sitting at the top of the stairs. It's like, I fucking hate you. We have that kind of stuff happen all the time.
That's, yeah.
It sucks.
You need to install some mirrors on this like corner right here so you can just kind of look up it and be like, okay.
It sucks, man. Because I see like shadows up there all the time and stuff like that. And like,
Really?
my wife has been touched. Someone touched her in this house.
Who touched you? Knocks on the moon.
I don't know.
Knocks on the moon.
I'd be on the market on Zillow or something, you know, like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of work to this house too. It sucks.
I hear you, but
Yeah.
no.
Supposedly the guy that lived here last died in this house, like I think of a heart attack or something like that. So it could be him, could be something else. Who knows? It's an old house. It was born in 1954.
Born?
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy shit. You guys have any questions for Brian? Any?
Specifically Brian. What made you decide to get into like your current like job? You're an engineer, right? Mm-hmm. What made you decide to kind of get into that?
So relative to like when I was a kid as a career path, or like from like I've been there 15 years, so like progression and that. What do you
from the beginning? Like what kind of made you decide to go through that path in life?
I don't know. I like to know how things work. You know, my dad was always really good at working on cars. You know, he could just make things work. And when I was a kid, I tried to understand why. Like, what's the point of a water pump? Very important, small little thing, you know. And so as a younger, I wanted to go to Rolla, Missouri S&T. I wanted to go work for like, you know, a big car company or something like that, design car components. That's what I really wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But it kind of shifted a little bit because I really liked our area. You know, as far as nationwide, we have a low cost of living here. I live in Neosho. I mean, it's pretty darn cheap. You know, my house isn't very expensive, you know. Mm-hmm. So as you got older, you know, things will change a little bit, but I always liked designing. So I went to Crowder. I got associates in pre-engineering and associates in drafting and design, you know, and then lo and behold, Jacob Bowen, who works at he was there for like a community committee thing, you know, to make sure like educators are all along and teaching the right path to be successful in our local communities. There was like the cabinet shop on Gateway. I forget the name. Twin Oaks.
Twin Oaks,
you know,
yeah.
they have people there because they do cabinetry work and they do design work and stuff. You know, Lake and Platte was there too. And then at the time, so I met Jacob and everything, and it just seemed like a really cool place to work. I could design components that goes on missiles and things, you know, and everything. And I loved it for a long, long time. I just felt like I couldn't learn more. You know, like I could design a crazy back shell. I could do a crazy different mold tool or fixture, but I didn't feel like I could do more for the company. And I don't think I could learn more. So I was trying to go back to school, and I ended up actually have a math degree, not an engineering degree at all. So I was talking with them to see if that would correlate, you know, computational wise and critical thinking wise. And I kind of convinced them that it made sense. You know, I could still solve problems. That's the biggest thing with our job is, can you solve a problem?
Right.
You know, because I don't think a manufacturing degree or an engineering degree really sets someone up fresh out of school to do a manufacturing engineer job at personally.
It's very specific.
You know, it is. Really, can you solve problems? Can you fix situations? And can you figure it out on your own without being spoon fed?
Right.
You know? And now I feel like I really love it because I have more of control, more of a pulse of what's going on. Because I think I can say this.
You don't have to get too detailed.
Things that go on, you know, missiles, aircraft, things like that, and it's really, really cool. Versus just designing a tool for it, I'm helping product get out the door, and I really enjoy that and love that, you know, because I know it means something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of. And now I still do design work because if I need something for a particular program, I can just do it and not have someone else worry about it. You know what I mean? I know how to get it done and figure it out. You know what I mean? So
Take control of yourself.
exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah, I remember as a teenager seeing you go to Crowder and stuff in the summer. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, this dude's wasting his summer, dog.
I mean, it was really cool. So
But like in hindsight, no.
He wasn't wasting
I was in
anything.
Upper Bound.
We were wasting our summer.
So Upper Bound, like you go and live at Crowder for a month, right?
Yeah.
They have a June and a July session, and you're there for three weeks, and you just do like you would be in college. You take these certain classes that you want to take. You may not get them, you may get them, you know, and it's kind of set up like college. You got to get kids prepared for it, and then the fourth week, you always go on this huge trip. I went to DC for free. I went to Chicago for free, and then we went to where's the last one?
Costa Rica.
No.
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Was it I think it was Corpus Christi.
Okay. Texas.
We
Yeah.
saw a battleship. I don't remember where that was, but I think it's down there near Corpus Christi. But like, I would never got to have those experiences. And DC is awesome. Like seeing all those museums, memorials. Like
Monuments.
I loved it as a kid.
And everything's free.
So I think my parents or I, you know, had to put up like $50 or something.
Oh, no, I'm saying everything in DC. Like all the museums and stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I didn't have
all
to
that
pay
stuff
for
is
it.
free, dude.
And like in Chicago, we got to go to Sheds Aquarium, I think it is. We got to go to the planetarium. We got to go to the Field Museum too. You know, like it was really cool. They had the biggest T-Rex. Her name's Sue there, like an actual T-Rex and everything.
You met Sue?
Her name's Sue. If you Google it, Sue the T-Rex and everything, it's in there. It's really cool to go to, you know. So I really enjoyed it. And like we lived in the dorms, and yeah, there was a resident assistant, but most of them were pretty cool college kids. And as long as you don't tear stuff up or break anything, they clean up after yourselves. Go do what you want, you know. So that's why we boxed in the dorm rooms. We skated out on the blacktop outside basketball court. I mean, it was really nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was honestly more of a stepping stone to learn a little bit to kind of be on your own, even as a young person. You know what I mean? Because parents weren't there. You still had people, you know, watching over you and everything, but it was pretty much here's your schedule. Go do what you want to do, and then go do that. So it was cool. I always enjoyed it.
Man, yeah. I look back and I was like, man, I wish I could have been doing that stuff. Like, instead of just doing dumb shit on the streets.
Yeah.
Spray painting shit and fucking...
Don't do that.
We had a lot of fun spray painting shit. We had a lot of fun being heathens as teenagers.
Of course.
Stupid. Egging shit and God. You had some questions for us, you said.
Yeah, so when I found out that, you guys actually had a podcast and everything, it was intriguing. And like when I found out about it, I don't know what episode, I'm just going to say like, episode 80 or something, like, holy cow, like this is nuts. Like when I hear a podcast, I think of like the big ones, like, Joe Rogan or, there's
our bigger brother.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But like a huge, but I'm like, man, this is like local and you guys are talking this, you've been doing it so long now. What's this, episode 115?
Yeah.
Like that's a long time. That's awesome.
2 years.
So like, what made you want to start? Like, cause that's a commitment, like the whole setup, editing, posting, interviews, like it's a whole thing. So
well, it all started
what
with a
happened?
death.
Truly.
It all started with a death.
Well, like, we always love, like, just talking in general. And, like, we usually do this right here, but in video game form all the time.
Sure. Yeah, talk to your
And
buddies online.
so often we just tell these stories, but we would tell the same stories over and over and over again, and we'd laugh the same over and over and over again. But I got to the point where I'm like, I'd rather have these cataloged. And then whenever, because I'd been thinking about, honestly, for the last couple of years, thinking about writing like some type of
Memoir.
small memoir, like not even joking. Because I've had a lot of crazy stuff happen in my life and happen in the lives of my friends and periphery wise, you know what I'm saying? And been around for a lot of these things. Like going down an access alleyway with Connor on the top of a car flying down hills. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that's me and Connor have done, like it needs to be cataloged.
Yeah.
And then whenever my wife's boss, he bought all this nice podcast equipment. That podcast board is a Rodecaster Pro. It's like a really expensive like podcasting board, but he was going to make a podcast about Joplin life and Joplin society. And he recorded like the intro to the episode, and then he recorded a couple other things, and then COVID happened. And when he was just happened to be one of those people that got on the ventilator and they just didn't know what they were doing with all that stuff. Like it,
oh, really?
Yeah. And they just messed him up, shot him up with too much stuff and vented him too much. And his lungs couldn't handle it. And he just died.
Wow.
So whenever that business was transitioning over to my wife's new boss, I got a hold of his widow and I was like, hey, can I get that equipment? Like I will use it, and I'll use it like regularly. And she was like, oh yeah, if you can get use out of it, you can have it. Yeah. And that's it. We had Jackson make all the music that you hear in the episodes, and Connor made a lot of the profile pictures and stuff for the
graphics,
stuff like that, and I edited it. That's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as it sounds, though. It's a struggle for real,
I feel like it'd be super struggle. Like, I mean, I understand maybe like one or two things, like one or two shows, but like it seems to be very. I don't know, but I mean, 115 episodes. That's dedication. That's commitment there. That's hard work.
Yeah. It's a weekly commitment, and I think that's the thing that people don't realize. It's like, we got to figure out our own schedules, but then work around our guest schedule, but at the same time have good topics to talk about, not just random stuff. I think that's where we struggled, like the first 50 episodes. Mm-hmm. We didn't really have the structure that we needed, and then the topics that we had weren't always the best, kind of just some random stuff. Yeah. So we had to kind of narrow that down. And then once you do something long enough, you kind of get more comfortable with it.
Sure.
So like the first 30 episodes, we just did audio, and that was a struggle getting used to that, just hearing my own voice all the time,
I hate hearing my own voice. Like when I watch this on YouTube later in a couple of days, like it's going to bug me. I know it. I don't like it, but
yeah, but eventually you're like, okay, I'm more normal than I thought I was. I'm not as big of a freak as I think I am.
That's one thing that you start realizing. It's like, wait, my voice isn't that bad.
Yeah.
And like the more and more you hear your voice, like it's like, okay, my voice isn't that bad, and your voice isn't that bad. Jackson's voice isn't that bad. And like it's just,
yeah, it's just people's voices. That's all it is.
we're in an echo chamber when you hear your own voice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But then yeah, once we got the camera, then it was also another kind of like a transition where we're all like, okay, now our outfits are we're scrutinizing our own outfits and our hair and stuff, you know. So
And that was a big shocker because like as soon as I saw myself on video, this entire time I thought I looked like George Clooney.
you do.
I don't think so. Much as you say so, Connor, I don't think so.
But coming up with the topics is the hard part.
Yeah.
But usually it's just so like
It's organic. It just kind of flows a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
It does more now, yeah. In the
Yeah.
beginning, it was a lot harder, you know. Especially when you have like a random idea, it's like sometimes you throw it out there because you know it might hit, but then other times it's like, well, maybe I don't say that right now, you know.
Like last week, Connor had an episode. Like he just like, what would you guys like to popcorn? What would you guys like to turn into popcorn? And it's just like, what
It's
the
just stupid.
fuck?
Yeah.
And the craziest thing, whenever he said that, I had no idea that stuff existed in stores of like randomly flavored popcorn. Mm-hmm. I was like, you shitting me? They really do have Fruity Pebbles popcorn?
They do.
And
In stores?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In like the chip aisle where you find all the popcorn, there's like all kinds of different flavors, like Oreo popcorn and stuff.
Yeah, on
Really?
on last week's episode, I was like, man, Fruity Pebble popcorn would be pretty dope if they made it. Sure enough, they already fucking do.
So my next question is like, so in the next 5 years, where do you want the podcast to be at? You know, what
Jackson's house.
No, but is that the thing? Is that like a professional studio? Is that like something different? Is that elevating your audience? What are you guys looking for in 5 years from your podcasts?
Man.
I will be out in the field.
Yeah.
You know, I would like
On
to
site.
I would like to turn it into like a full-fledged like almost news network, but it's just us and we do whatever the fuck we want.
I don't know. I want to just have it grow organically just from people finding it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I have a family, so I don't want to spend too much time messing with this. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want it to grow and because I feel like if enough people did listen, they would realize, oh, these guys aren't just, like they are idiots, but like lovable and like the funniest stuff just comes out of just nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? And I think if enough people listen to it, enough people would really, really like it and catch on, you know, just because I know these two guys are so fucking funny that I know other people would think they're funny.
Sure.
And I think enough people in our generation lived the kind of lives we lived where our parents weren't necessarily so controlling that they let us do whatever the fuck we wanted, pretty much. And I think enough people want
They
to
tried. They tried to control us a little
Tried.
bit.
A little
bit.
Right. Yeah. And I just think enough people have listened to it, they would get it, you know. But I also think we need to have someone do more like social media stuff, but that's just such a big undertaking that I just don't want to fuck with it. And I've had so many people like, I'll do it for you, but like that just requires me cutting
Managing
it up.
it.
Yeah, managing it, cutting it up and giving it to them and saying, here's what I want you to post. And at that point it's like, well, why don't I just do that myself?
Yeah.
And I already hate social media enough. I don't want to have to do
Freaking hate
anything
it.
more with it.
I have Facebook, and then I have some app that I talk to my friends with, but it's only them. I don't even know what it is. I don't remember what it's called. Everything else, I don't even have X or Twitter. No,
Yeah.
they're not.
I never
not
got
for
on
me.
that train. Or yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a toddler. I never got on that train, the Twitter train. Yeah, like for real, I was just a Facebook dude for the longest time. Before that, before Facebook, it was MySpace, you know. And now I have Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all that. And it's like, man, I hate all of this stuff. The only reason why I got Instagram to begin with is because my favorite band was like, well, we post stuff to Instagram that's not on other platforms. So I was like, okay, I'll get an Instagram just for you then. Shout out Night Versus. But yeah, just I hate all of it.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, though, Instagram probably is the best because it's like the least amount of bullshit that I have to look at, you know? I don't see any political stuff really on Instagram. It's just like, okay, this is the bands that I follow and some funny stuff, and that's it.
This is going to sound really... Is that just the picture one, if I remember
Instagram,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't even know which one that is. So, you know.
But where do you want the podcast to be in 5 years, Jackson? Like,
What I said it already.
Oh, yeah?
With me out in the field,
Okay.
I want to be out in the
that's-
field.
That's legit. Okay. Fair enough. For me, I'd like to do a little bit more with just like our intros. Like we did a rock and roll intro a few weeks ago where we were all like pretending we were playing instruments and stuff. I thought it turned out really well. So just some more ideas like that. I like to, kind of dabble in that.
I hope in 5 years the podcast is puppets instead.
Puppets. Do you have thought about a puppet intro? Yeah.
Watch Gen V, guys. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I just want it all to be
Puppet guy.
puppets. Just want the show to be puppets.
If you want some puppets, watch Gen V. But that'd be cool. I could go for some puppets.
Yeah, I had something else, but yeah, just growing, like Kyle said, grow the audience naturally. We don't want a bunch of weirdos. We want the normal people.
We want the normal weirdos.
Yeah, the normal weirdos. But yeah, just maybe also more people around Joplin. I think that's kind of the cool thing about our podcast is we've had a lot of diverse people on the podcast. Some great people, some great hits. Caleb, David, now Bryan.
No, but I like the thing going on in the field because, like, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of things Joplin does, like, Third Thursday or whatever it is. I mean, you guys could go and, like, be live somewhere and, like, interview people, like, on the street or something, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
not a bad idea.
That'd be really cool. Get a booth. I mean, I know that's a thing, you know what I mean, and everything, or whatever it is. I don't know how that works, but, like, hey, you want to talk for a minute, Here, put on this thing, and then we'll have a conversation.
We'll just have Jackson walk the streets.
I mean, that'd be cool.
I'll have a camera and have Jackson with a fake microphone.
Be like the most awkward, worst interview ever.
Hey, man, you like the street? Cars are there too.
I hear the mitochondria is the powerhouse.
It is powerhouse.
What do you say?
Hard hitting journalism right there, Jackson.
Yeah, I think there's more that we could do with the podcast. Like Jackson said, get out in the field a little bit. Like I said, do some more intros. There's more that we could do, but at the end of the day, I don't know. We probably need like another microphone to do outdoor
I
work.
would think so.
I still think storm chasing is in the cards.
I'm just saying. So growing up, my dad just stood on the front porch and was hoping for something to see something. So I think that's a very valuable audience that people would love to watch, especially in our area. I mean, I think that could really hit. Now, be careful, be safe, don't do anything stupid. All the other legal stuff you need to say, you know what I mean? But like, that would be really cool.
See, my thing is like, I feel like storm chasing has a big entertainment part of it gap that needs to be filled. Meaning there needs to be a Steve Irwin or a Macho Man Randy Savage going out there being the one chasing tornadoes.
But you need to be smart about
F5 going around the turnpike here. Look at her, she a beautiful. Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. And then like have a live picture, like on top of the car or inside too. And then all of a sudden like hail's coming down, it's golf ball size and you're reporting on it and everything. And then you could go out into the field and talk to people, farm owners or wherever and say, this is what happened to your place or, things like that. I mean, that's...
Crocky, I found a 45-year-old woman out here trying to take shelter. How are the winds out there today, ma'am?
That's cool. I mean, you'd have a really busy season,
Yeah.
May through July, so you may need to switch it up towards the fall, winter months. Guys, look at these leaves falling. Look at these leaves changing.
This
cool.
place here is called Tornado Alley.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But you can even go on the road then, too. So you're not focused on 417 area. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Be cool.
Yeah. I'm here in Oklahoma where they got bullshit tow roads. In order to get to the tornado, I had to pay $10 fucking. Yeah. I'm telling you, there's a big entertainment market within the
storm chasing community.
The Steve Irwin storm chasing community.
I'd watch it. I would watch it. That sounds good. That sounds good.
freaking. I want to need to borrow the GoPro sometime, Kyle.
Do whatever you want.
One of these days, I'm just gonna there's a storm coming. It's time for me to get out there in the field. It's my day. It's my time.
Do it, man.
5 years is now.
You just holler at me anytime, and I will freaking go out there with you.
That's awesome. That's cool.
We need one of those like self-adjusting camera holders that you can like walk around with and they keep themselves level, you know?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
those are
harness
cool.
thing that people walk around
I think you can get like a handheld one for like the GoPro that's kind of small. But yeah, we get one of those, get a microphone for Jackson. The only problem is we wouldn't be able to go live with the GoPro. We'd have to use like a cell phone camera if we wanted to go live, right? Something like that.
Shouldn't be a problem, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see us covering Third Thursday next year when it starts up again.
Here we are out here Thursday. I got the worst like Australian accent.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like just like local events that they have around, you know, they have tons of fairs and everything else. You know, you could just do that, especially if your guys' target audience is the 417, you know, kind of area. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Then we could also be out in the community handing out stickers,
Of course,
business cards. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, get the word out there for sure. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like, you know, when Buc-ee's opens up on I-44, everyone I know is talking about it right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it could be like a live event. We're at Buc-ee's, guys. We're getting gas. Oh, nice. See?
There's
Yeah.
a sticker for you.
Very cool.
Kyle got like 10 stickers for $1, right?
Yeah, sticker mule.
Good old sticker mule.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mainly the reason that I like doing the podcast so much is just because it gives me a chance to hang out with my friends.
Sure. It's good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's a lot of my friends now are kind of getting over it and don't necessarily want to do it. But I just like, you guys don't even get it. It's just a conversation. That's all it gives us an excuse to hang out when we normally wouldn't hang out at all.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
know?
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I look at it. It's just I don't know. To me, it reminds me of like the old days of whenever I was like 16, 17, sitting in the basement smoking cigarettes when I shouldn't be, just hanging out, talking to people, you know?
Yeah.
So this is just kind of like a reminder of the old days for me.
Yeah.
So I have an idea. I don't know if you guys are open to it or anything. So I don't know the market or anything, but I know like, you know, Twitch is crazy, you know, and everything. So I was thinking like for your podcasts, you know, like each of you guys have, what game do you guys like? If you guys all play the same game, let's just take Call of Duty, for example, or whatever, you know, pick one. You all play the same thing, but you have your podcasts on while you're playing a game. So you have your dual content. You have people that want to watch the game, but also just have friends who just want to talk about stuff or whatever, you know. And Twitch, you can interact with an audience, you know, if they ask questions or whatever. I know I'd watch it. I have Twitch on while folding laundry or whatever, you know what I mean? So it'd be kind of cool. I don't know if you guys think like that idea or not. So
Yeah. That I would enjoy that.
yeah, because I mean, like you said, if it started like, you know, just friends over PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, just having a conversation, you could also do that, but also record it, and now you'll have a 3-panel screen. You have your faces, and then, you know, in the other corner or whatever, you have the game or whatever you guys decide the layout is. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I was actually messing around with that stuff last night. Messing around with like OBS recording and stuff like that, trying to figure out a way to that, because I'm going to start recording just our 3 game sessions together when we're playing and posting those, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I think the time commitment is the main thing, and making sure that the schedules line up. But aside from that, like I know Kyle wanted to replay one of the Resident Evil games, and that's fun watching him be scared and stuff like that. And
I don't even play those games. No,
Yeah.
I'm done. No,
I hate it.
no.
I hate every second of it.
Dude,
it's fun watching him play, though. for
It is
sure.
fun watching other people play.
Yeah.
You know,
I've been playing the Dead Space remake, and holy fuck, is it intense, man.
Yeah.
Like, because I play that thing on like full blast headphones, and if it's nighttime, turn off the lights. So, like, I get into it. And I'm like, there'll be times like I'll play like 20 minutes of it and I'm like, okay, I got to take a break.
See, what I wanted to do is like maybe like once a week have just all of us on the couch as I'm sitting there playing Resident Evil, or like the next week have them playing some game. And then, you know what I'm saying? So I already have a badass like computer system, but just like every week play a different game or something. You know, it could evolve. Who knows?
For sure.
Down the line.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or maybe just play it on my computer and just have them live stream them watching me play or something. I don't know. There's options.
For sure.
Yeah, I definitely think all the time, like, we should do more to grow the podcast and the audience. But yeah, social media, man, that's the one thing. If it was easier.
It kind of turns to a point to where it's like, all right, we already got a work life and a podcast life and then a life where we're just like hanging out, trying to do our own thing. It's like, how much do we just want to like make it just those two lives, you know?
Yeah.
So
I wish I could just rent out a plane and just like get a bunch of like sheets that says Crashing with Friends on it and just throw them out the window. And then everybody just like catches them, you know? I think that'd be a good way to do it. But
trust me, I wish people would just start funneling money towards us so we wouldn't have to actually work and we'd be like, yeah, I'll do this full time. I'll put 60 hours a week into this podcast.
Yeah. If I could somehow get paid for this, that'd be crazy.
Well, you said, didn't you contact a company first?
Yeah, I contacted a jerky company.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I contacted him. I was like, hey, we would like, because there's like really hot jerky.
Yeah.
Our boy Ryan is like all about that shit. And he brought some. We tried some on the podcast, but I'd hit them up and I'm like, hey, we'll do more of that. And then crickets.
Nothing.
They're like, these quacks get 200 views.
Everyone got to start somewhere, man. I mean, it's all good.
Right.
Yeah.
And you only need that one, especially nowadays. It just, I feel like it just blows up and then now you'll be everywhere. You know what I mean?
We just need that one viral clip.
Yeah, it seems like once you get one video over 1 million, that's what really starts to, you know, change things for people, you know, because then more people look and then you can get more videos over 1 million, you know.
That's why like a shit ton of people right now are just doing like reaction like videos and stuff like that, because they just take a video that's already got millions of views and then they react to it and then that gets them followers.
You get their opinion on it. And also it's good for optimization for search engine, because if you search something and then you'll come up naturally because of that. You know what I mean? Whether it's a trailer or a review of a movie or whatever it is, you know?
We should review the Game Awards this year.
You really should, man. I'd watch it. That'd be really awesome. Because there's supposedly a lot of good things hopefully are announced during that, so you can talk about it.
Right.
You know? That'd be great.
Get a cool surprise reaction to all the cool.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
These two are definitely more into, I mean, I play a lot of video games, but I play a lot of the same video games over and over again. I'm a comfort player is what I am.
I'm with you too. Yeah. I mean, Borderlands, Fallout, Halo, like those are the Trinity. I feel like my gaming pillars are on, you know, the foundation's on. So yeah, I hear you. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do some more of that. I think so.
But yeah, those are all the questions. I mean, honestly, 115. That's props to you guys. That's nuts. That's nuts.
We're on year 3.
I mean, especially with sickness and kids and holidays, and that's tough.
I think we've only missed like one episode.
Something like that. 1 or 2. Yeah. COVID, right? Or something.
Yeah.
Someone was sick.
I think we've only missed one episode. It would have been 2 if we didn't decide to do one last week. We almost called off last week.
Yeah, I wasn't going to let that happen. I was going to figure something out. I was going to record one by myself. I was going to figure something out. I was even thinking about just recording an episode with just Anakin, me and him talking.
Yeah. I had a feeling like that's probably what you were thinking. My whole thinking, I was like, it's a 200 view podcast, Kyle. It's like, we're not going to kill anybody if we decided to not do it this week. So,
yeah. Well, you guys want to go ahead and move into Yo Dude, check this out?
All right, I'll find one.
Yo, dude. Hey, yo, what's up? Check this out. Yo, dude.
All right, who wants to get us started? All right, so I've got this week. I've got 2. So Yo, dude, check this out. Did you guys know that they retconned Scooby-Doo's lineage to where he's now an Anunnaki? Like an alien?
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like he's an alien like shapeshifter that took the form of a dog. And like he's an Anunnaki alien race. And I think by now I think they've actually reversed that again. But like our whole life he was just a dog that could talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hate every aspect about what they were trying to introduce there. He's an alien now?
Yeah.
That's just more confusing.
Sounds like he's an animorph.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'll explain it to you guys a little bit more. Let's see here. Yeah, during the show, the popular TV series Mystery Incorporated, he was originally just a dog in the 1970s, and with this new show, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, he's now Anunnaki, a race of ancient creatures that can cross universes and take over the form of animals. Yeah. I guess the movie Scoob is a direct sequel to the TV series that also explores the canine's alien origins, and both the TV series and the movie are confirmed to be set in the so-called Scooby-Doo universe now. But yeah, he's an Anunnaki.
So that means Scrappy Doo is also an Anunnaki.
Maybe. He's also annoying AF.
At least he can talk, right?
Yeah. And my other one here is Merriam-Webster, the dictionary. You guys know about that, right?
Yes.
They do a word of the year every year, and this year's word of the year was authentic. You guys think about that?
Word of the year is
it's
authentic?
it's just word of the year.
That was their word of the year was authentic.
For a second, I thought you were saying like they add a new word for into the dictionary. I'd be like, dude, did they add FAP? Please tell me they added FAP.
Yeah, I feel like authentic is a word of the times for sure. You know, people are trying to be original. You know.
Yeah, it's one of those words that it's kind of hard to define. You can kind of define it in a couple different ways. Mm-hmm. Some of the other words that were part of the most searched words were Riz. People just looking up Riz, and I guess that's just charisma. But kids are calling it Riz now, Rizz.
All right.
All right.
Charisma.
Some of the other words were deep fake and coronation were some of the other words that defined 2023.
Deep fake and coronation.
Yep.
Was there a coronation this year?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't follow that stuff.
King, right? Was it?
Oh,
England.
because the queen passed away.
Yeah, the queen passed away. And
Oh,
then
maybe that. Okay, that makes sense.
everybody's
Yeah.
like, "What is a coronation?"
Yep. Those are some of the big words of 2023. If you guys were interested,
Totally.
I know you guys are really sure about your
I went to the corn nation, and guess what? There's a lot of corn in that nation.
All right, yo, dude, check this out. This isn't anything crazy, but yeah, if you watch that Cowboys game on Thanksgiving, you saw Dolly Parton come out in a cheerleader uniform. Apparently, that was all her idea, and nobody knew about it until she came out there with it on. And apparently, that is the genius of Dolly, and people are still talking about it, including me. Sorry,
Genius.
I told you it was stupid.
genius.
Yeah, that's the genius of Dolly.
Genius.
Forgive me for not knowing the exact specific date, but the last game that they played for the NBA Finals or whatever. So whatever day that game was on, that was also the day that we had what is called like a sports eclipse, where we had a basketball game or professional basketball game, NBA or an NBA game, a Major League Baseball game, and a football game all going on in the same night. Okay. And that's only happened like, I don't know, it doesn't happen a whole lot. It's like very rare that it actually does happen. Like over the entire time of its existence, it's like only happened like 36 times or something. Mm-hmm. So
there's a lot of games played.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
So yeah, that was like the first one we've had in since 2014, I think is what they said.
Damn.
Wow.
So
you just can't look at it with your eyes, right? The sports eclipse.
it's impossible to watch all three at the same
You'll
time.
go blind. Yeah. You got to use the special sunglasses.
Like,
Three-tiered glasses. That's. I've got a light question for you guys. What?
I got one. I don't know if I'm trying to remember this right from my class, but pine cones, right? Just normal pine cones. How they actually break out in the sequence that they break out is actually mathematically a formula. So, like, it's kind of cool seeing that because it's like it's either randomly done that way or intently done that way. However way you want to look at it, but there's a mathematical formula to predict where pine cones spread out and fan out and everything like that.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
There's so much.
It's nuts. It's really cool.
Do you find a lot of science in nature now that you're like
Oh yeah,
a scientist?
Oh yeah. One of my favorite classes actually in college was history of math, where we looked at the Aztecs and the Mayans and the Egyptians and how they actually did mathematics. Like, it's nuts that these people were able to do these things. And the first astronomers. Like, it was one of my favorite classes to actually learn this culture. Like, just the invention of zero. The digit 0 is a huge significance. You know what I mean? So I don't know. To me, being a math major, I like those kind of things. So,
Well, you just blew my mind.
Would it be like 1
Zero
through
thing.
9 or something, or
do what?
would it be just like 1 through 9 and then you work within that, or?
Well, if you don't have 0, then how are you going to have not something?
Right.
Early
A
people
void.
always have they count something by quantifying it. I have 6 cups, or I have 10,000 people, but they never really think about not having anything, because then that actually helps astronomers and mathematicians actually calculated things back then.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel like 0 is a huge indicator, because you're right. How are you going to multiply certain things? How are you going to divide certain things? How are you going to figure out trigonometry? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Dang.
That's interesting, man.
I don't know if you guys heard, but right now on Twitch, Twitch is playing Pokemon Sapphire with Pi. So they've assigned movements to a certain number, and they've assigned button presses to a certain number.
Pi, like 3.472, what, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so every digit. So from what I heard, they're still pretty early in the game, but they've been going for like a week now or something like that. They've been going for a little bit. But yeah, they're just using Pi, and they just started up Pokemon Sapphire, and every digit, it's like attack. But supposedly they're still stuck in like the opening area with like a super high level Pokemon.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty weird.
Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
And all you started looking at me, I was like, I did mine.
Yeah, Jackson's got his done.
We just want more input from you. What do you got?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I don't know. It was like a straight up horror movie for me for a second, man, because everyone was just like, like imagine if everyone just turned to the camera and just went.
Well, Brian, man, I've been wanting to have you on for a long time, dude.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Of course. I have kind of a last question. I mean, do you all still skate at all or anymore or anything? I know you said, your legs are a problem. Or your knees.
That toy machine up there,
Yeah.
that one, that's the last board I ever skated when I tore my ACL. Yeah. No, I don't skateboard anymore.
Yeah.
I do, because I do own a ton of skate shoes, though. I own like a couple pairs of Lakais, like a bunch of different shoes. Every time I get a new pair, I do want to get on my board just to feel how they feel on a board.
Sure. Totally.
Most skate shoes really don't feel that good. But they would feel good if you're on a board. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I wear skate shoes all the time, like right now even, so
Right.
this is how my preference is. Because the shoes are wider, the tongues are thicker, and they're just more comfortable,
Right.
But when I wear like tennis shoes or, basketball shoes, I tend not to like it as much, honestly.
Or running shoes,
Yeah.
super narrow feet stuff. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. So, do you still skate at all?
Watching Kyle tear his ACL kind of did it for me. Like, we were skating the Joplin Park like 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. And I was really getting into it.
We were all getting fun and like really into it.
Yeah, just because this is the first time I ever had like a bowl to skate, like a legit bowl, and it's all concrete there too. So it's just like the best park I had skated at. And yeah, we were maybe 2-3 months into skating again, like really getting good at it. And then boom, Kyle tears his ACL. I'm like, dude, I can't do that. On an ollie, yeah. It was...
He ollied the Euro gap, too.
That's rough.
He ollied the Euro gap, landed the ollie. It was like, I just tore my ACL.
No. I ollied there was like a little bump triangle with 2 rails in the triangles.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of speed, and I ollied from the triangle to flat.
Yep.
Landed it, and as I landed it, I was like, boom, I just tore my ACL.
You felt it?
Oh, because I straight legged. I landed it straight. Ooh. And just a week before that, Jackson made a comment to me. It's like, dude, when you're landing your tricks, your legs are getting way too straight. And then like a week later, I tear my fucking ACL. I've got footage. I got footage of me ollieing this Euro gap, and as I'm landing, my legs are so straight. And that's not how you land.
That's not how you land. No,
he's like a stick figure landing on.
It's just like I just hadn't skateboarded for so long. My body just wasn't used to like the impact and stuff like that. And like when you're skateboarding in it every day, you know that you need to land with some cushion, and just be an idiot.
Yep.
Like a week before Kyle tore his ACL, we were just skating at the park, and I don't know what we were doing, playing skate or something. I did like 2 back 180s back to back where I slipped out and like all my weight went on like one arm. And I felt like, man, if I do this again, I'm probably going to break my arm, And then like I was skating the bowl and slipped out twice skating the bowl where I did the splits, and like I felt my groin tear twice in a row. I'm like, dude, if I do this again, I'm gonna really rip my groin open. So I was like, I gotta stop.
Yeah, we're definitely at the age where if we do stuff like that, like the it's like, whoa.
we were skating this half pipe at the Schiffendecker swimming pool. Me and Jackson were skating this half pipe. Remember that? And I was working on stalls, and I slipped out and fucked my leg up really bad, and that was like maybe 2 weeks before I tore my ACL. Those two things should have been signs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But as skating, you're always like, all right, I'll get back up and do it again. Let's try to get it.
There's nothing like it.
But when you I was actually satisfied and land that trick,
there's nothing like it.
Yeah, it's intoxicating.
The way the ground feels under your feet as you're rolling, everything is it's
the sounds even.
The sound. Yes, the way your bearings, you hear your bearings roll. Dude,
I felt like I was actually getting to a point where I was progressing pretty well.
You were getting good. So, it's like skating rails and stuff. Like I've got footage of you skating rails. Like, yeah, man.
Kyle wouldn't have tore his knee. We'd still be skating right now.
One of you could have.
Thank you, guys.
I will still film you skate. I've seen some sick skate spots that I want to film someone skate. Like there's a couple that I've seen in town. I'm like, someone should be skating this.
Next time I'm on, we'll go on location. We'll do a little film session.
Okay.
All right. Do it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, Brian.
I'll break something. He'll break something.
Dude, so many surgeries. I'm good. Oh my god.
After watching like Street League yesterday, it really got me thinking that I wanted to get back into skating again. Mainly because like after listening to Sean Malto, like I was watching the women's knockout round, and Sean Malto, like they had this one girl who barely got in, like basically like someone wasn't able to skate, so they gave her a call and was like, yo, like will you come skate today? And you could tell like she just was not near as good as everyone else, but she does this thing that I do, which is whenever I ollie, my front foot, like the foot that drags up the board, is in control, but my back foot always comes off of the board. Like what? Like I can never keep really good control with my back foot, Okay. And so after seeing that, it started making me think like, damn, that was my problem, and that's what her problem is, trying to do all these tricks. Do I need to try to hone in that skill as my back right foot or whatever? And it's just thinking about that has like been making me want to get back into skating, because I was like, that's the reason why I never went pro. I bet if I figure that out, I can go to 360 flip, blunt stall the rail right now.
100%.
It's that squirrely leg of yours.
Yeah, I mean, when you do that with your front leg, that's like an ollie north, right? So that'd be like an ollie south?
Yeah.
With the back foot?
Yeah.
And if you just reach down and grab your board as you're doing that, what's that called? Like a benihana or?
Like,
No,
I don't know about that. I
that'd
don't
just
know
be
grabs.
like a.
like pretty much like anytime I did a kickflip or anything like that, I was always trying to catch it with my front foot, and my back foot was just
Really?
pray to God it lands on the board. Yeah.
That's why you couldn't do a 360 flip, right?
I've only landed one 360 flip in my life. And when I landed it, I was like, oh my God. And then I tried it again. And then I tried it to ground like stationary, landed it, and then board shot.
Yeah, seeing all those guys skate yesterday, I was like, man, I really want to do some 180 heel flips, like front heels. Those
Yeah.
look so much fun, man. Vero heel flips, God, so much fun.
Yeah. I've always wanted to figure out some kind of backside flip or frontside flip of some kind, either through heel flip or kick flip. They just look so fucking cool.
They're dope, man.
They are cool. You used to have a good frontside flip.
Me?
Yeah.
No, mine was backside flip.
Oh,
Frontside flips was always hard for me because it felt unnatural to flip the board with my right because I'm regular, flip the board and turn that way too. Backside flip, just a variable, and I just rotate. Like I know I can do that like, right now. If I went and got a board, I can do it right now. But frontside flip, no. Tyler was always frontside heel because with the heel you kick it this way and it's a little bit more natural rotating. So
Frontside heels are so much fun. He taught me all those like heel flip tricks, man.
yeah.
I love Tyler. He was so
We,
cool.
we picked one. So at the very beginning, we always like, all right, I'm gonna do kick flip, you'll do heel flip stuff. He's like, all right, cool. And that's what it was. No joke, no joke. And when we played skate, that's always it. I would do the flip tricks, he would do the heel flip tricks. Always.
Man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
We should tell his story, about crashing,
Okay.
with his shoulder, his hand. Remember that at all? Oh, okay. So Neosho Skate Park just opened up.
Oh God, yes.
You
I
remember
know
this
the
now,
story.
right?
Yes,
Right,
yes,
okay.
yes.
I mean, we were there waiting, waiting for them to cut the ribbon and all that stuff because they were going to take photos for the news or whatever. They did that, and Tyler, he gets on the 6 foot quarter pipe, wanted to drop in. He's like, all right, I just want to do it, and get it over with because that's probably the scariest thing there,
Right.
And I mean, we were there. They cut the ribbon. We were there maybe 4 minutes. Maybe 4 minutes later. He's up on the top. Love you, Tyler. And he drops in and doesn't commit. Like you can tell he doesn't commit. So he slips out and his hand catches on the quarter pipe. Oh, sorry about that. His whole hand moves over from his arm. I'm like, bro, we just got here, man.
That's how my hand
Just
looked.
started. And I mean, it was the craziest thing. And he wasn't scared. Was nervous. Like, man, this sucks. So yeah, I mean that was a bad one because I mean it just opened. Like people were still there. With film. Like, I don't know. I'm so sure someone has that on camera somewhere. You know what I mean?
Probably a fat amount of people there.
And then we were all joking like, all right, here comes the insurance claims. It just opened up first day. Yeah.
First injury you had here.
Yeah. I mean, no joke. 4 or 5 minutes later, that happened.
Oh man,
So funny.
Oh man.
Yeah.
man, making me have PTSD right now.
The Neosho Skate Park was open for only 5 minutes before a boy couldn't come into a drop-in and he destroyed his hand. An ambulance was called.
No. His older brother Travis and we drove him and everything, to get it fixed. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, that was like a legend. Like, dude, you remember when Tyler broke his hand?
Like I was telling him on the way, I'm like, I wonder what these guys are saying back at the skate park right now, Yeah,
Dude,
was
that
good.
6 foot was scary, dude.
It was at first, but once you do the 4, the 6 isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Right, but the thing is, you go right into a freaking pyramid. I never understood that.
Yeah, I mean, 10, 15 feet later, you have some speed. It's not a very smart layout at all.
Yeah.
That pyramid needs to be at least another, I think, 10 to 15 feet further down. That way you can get set up ready for a trick or something.
That whole park needs to be extended about 10 feet.
It does.
At least.
But the other side I feel like is all right. Just the natural roll in.
Right.
You can hit that pyramid and that ledge. I think that's all right. But the other side, that 6 foot's dumb, I feel like.
Yeah.
But the 4 foot coming into the rail, with the stairs, I feel like that's okay. But the pyramid should move.
I'd argue that you would flip that whole quarter pipe where the 6 foot would work out better on the end that goes, over the stairs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the 4 foot, you'd have less speed hit that pyramid to where you could actually maybe do a trick on that pyramid. You know, I don't know.
That might work better.
Yep.
They should have had us design it.
I know. I know, right?
Think about the kids.
Yeah, I feel like the Joplin skate park was like made with skater input design,
Right.
but the Bridge, Neosho skate park, every other skate park I've ever been to is just like the city is just like fuck the skaters.
They want to go fast, right?
Let's just throw ramps out there. Put a rail out there. You gonna make it a square one? Yeah, let's put the shitty one out there.
Well, I think,
It's like,
correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the place up in Joplin the one that designs it? Was it ARC or American Ramp Company or something
Yeah.
like that? I mean, I think those were skaters. So, like, all that stuff should have been thought out. You know what I mean?
I think it was just the budget was small. You know.
And the space they had, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So dumb.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, we are almost out of recording footage.
yeah,
This,
we gotta wrap it
we're
up.
like at the we got like a couple minutes left of this
right,
freaking
all right.
bonus tape
All right.
before it shuts off.
That's been Crashing with Friends podcast. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the show, and if you didn't, do it anyway. Still, we're out of here.
Bye.
Bye, Bryan Davis.
Crashing with Friends.
Podcast.